Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Appreciate y'all coming in today. Getting a little early, or an hour earlier than yesterday. Had a great day. Great day yesterday. Looked at 4.7 units up. Hopefully, some of y'all caught the videos that we put out last night. Had two of them. It seems like the time that I have right now is that I can't get to. This isn't even last night, but whatever. I can't get to the third game. Like whatever is going on with the amount of time it takes me in the first two, I'm not able to get to the third game. So I'm happy to do the live show here the next day and just try to get this out a little early and then get some looks for people down on the card and do all that kind of stuff. So appreciate you guys joining in. You were super helpful yesterday. See some of y'all back in. We got our boy Free Sauce as always. Make sure you're checking out what he's doing too. He's got his own channel in the VIP. For those of y'all who want to jump in, definitely tail some of those picks from our guy. I'm not sure if you're doing. I know you're trying to get in on the NHL, bro. I'm wondering if you still have some NHL looks that you're going with. But what's up, Marcus? Always good to see you, man. And Michael. Who are you targeting tonight? Harden or Kawhi? That is a great question. Let me star that one, and we can see if we could answer it. Jokic triple-double. Take a look at that. What that comes down to is, do we like the assists? Or because the boards and the points, we should just go ahead and chalk up 10 of them. Obviously, not always against the Clips, but it is the assists that we worry about if we're going to take a Jokic trip dub. So just keep that in mind. But we'll take a look at it for sure. What's up, Reef? Always good to see you in here, fam. You're looking at Braun unders again. Yeah, that might be a look. We'll get that one on the upcoming. Are you crazy, Michael? Maybe you are. 9.5 spread, a steal for the OKC game. I'm assuming you're talking about for OKC based on what they've been doing to this squad here in the Grizz all season, not even just in the playoffs. So yeah, you're not. I mean, look, like I said, I can't fully answer if you're crazy or not, but I could tell you that you're not crazy for wanting to take a team to win by 10 that has won by more than 18, I think, in every single game that they played against this team this season. I mean, they're all double-digit wins, that's for sure. So let's think about it. We can take a look at it because there might be some fun ways to play that where we can kind of look at. Click on that where we can kind of look at, first half, like maybe we think the Memphis team is going to come out strong in the first quarter, first half, and then we take OKC to pull that out at the end. You don't even need the 9-point spread. You kind of take money line for the Grizzlies in the first half and money line for the game for the Thunder. You parlay them together. That's usually an offer on most of these books, but some stuff we could probably get creative with. Marcus, you like Norm at home come out of his shooting slump, which makes sense. Free Sauce has over 1.5 threes plus 170 for Rusty. This is in LA. Yeah, let me star that one as well. We'll take a look at that. 6-3. Yeah, he took 6 3-PA last game, so he had 6 attempts. Or in the last two. I'm assuming it's like per game, but he is the heart of the team right now. It's true. I mean, this Jokic at the end of the day, but he comes in and they can't really take him off the floor too much because he's too important at this point, which is crazy. Brunson 3 threes, Cat Cade 25 plus, Cat 20 plus, Knicks plus 4, easy parlay cash. Hopefully you're right, Matty Ice. The only thing that would scare me there, honestly, is probably Cat and the Knicks plus 4. Those would be the things that scare me. Cat looks like cat shit right now. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough series, man. Like this is a guard series. This Detroit team is so good off ball defense, right, and down low as well. That like Jalen Duren should be getting his flowers if he can get on the floor for 30 minutes a game. He and Cade together is nice. So yeah, I'm a Knicks fan, so maybe don't listen to me when it comes to the plus 4. I probably shouldn't be considered when you're looking at if you should take the Knicks or not. But I probably got some stuff for you. If you saw the episode last night, definitely still like Brunson and Cade to get theirs. Still talking about Russ. Damn, this is a really nice stat here. If you want to take Russ 2+, when he takes 6 attempts a game, he's over last 9 out of 10. Lox, you're gonna have to explain this to me, bro. I see you in the comments with the Muppet. Am I the greatest of all time Muppet? Do I look like a Muppet goat? I want to clarify what we're saying here. Either way, I'm not really concerned. Appreciate the love, bro. Jolene, running back, Westbrook PRA. Yeah, with MPJ banged up, it's a really good point. Something we should talk about in this game, so appreciate it. What's up, Dennis? What's up? Recent results fading. You're taking Jalen Duren over PRI. Well, he actually went over in the last game, Carlos. So you aren't fading the most recent results. You're just fading the majority of the results when he plays against the Knicks is what you'd be doing there. But you're going to kind of be running with what happened last game. And I know because I took him under 24.5 PRA, and he went ahead and had 24 with 8 seconds left. And then got it. So good on him. But he also played 37 minutes. I don't know if our boy's going to be playing 37 minutes tonight. If he does, great. Oh, it's too late on the Jalen. I guess I missed that from you, Loud Pack, but Loud Pack 420. He had 6 in the first quarter. Sheesh. Yeah, he went off last night. Like good on Jalen for getting his finally. Honestly, he needed Jimmy to be out of the game. He needed Pods, everybody out of the game to do his thing, but he did his thing eventually. So I do like Tobias points. I'm gonna try to keep it to the last game here because I did have some looks already out for that first game. I want to make sure I get some time for this Clippers game. So let's start getting into it. Let me actually not be confusing about which game we're talking about here because I don't have any bets down for Clips and the Nuggets. And I'll tell you right now, we need to start with some stuff that I got to look at from the last game before I can get too far into it. So let me pull that up. Actually, I'm gonna go into this box score for a minute, just kind of make sure we're not missing anything on the especially the matchups. So this is honestly how I'm starting research these days when it comes to the playoffs. Playoffs Tuesday. When do they play again? Played Monday probably. Game 2. I'm going to go into the box score because what I want to see, I want to start. I honestly just go right to matchups. I just see like who is guarding who the most. Was there anything that stood out that's different? Was there some? This is really the first place for me to see. Was there a coaching change that I can kind of talk about? Let me put this up here. All right, so I'm in matchups. I'm going to go to just honestly, I'm just going to take the minutes and see who was guarding whom the most. So the centers just straight guard each other the whole time. A goes on Kawhi the whole time. CB plays as much as he does because he's guarding Harden the whole time. And then Norm is on Christian Brown as much. Interesting. And then you got Dunn on Murray. Yeah, this is all the same stuff. This all makes sense. Nothing really stands out here. Yeah, this is the thing I also want to keep pointing out is that like I keep going back to Aaron Gordon because James Harden is spending the most amount of time of anybody guarding Aaron Gordon. Like that's his matchup. So yes, would you think that's a plus matchup for Aaron Gordon? I do. I think that's a plus matchup for Aaron Gordon. So good stuff to know here. All right, and then Kawhi was on Ego a bit, but he's also on Michael. Like I think they'd rather have Kawhi on Michael Porter Jr., which makes me start to think, what were his boards? I mean, we know what his points were. He wasn't much interested in rebounding. I guess he did guard Aaron Gordon a bit more than he wanted to. I like him on the boards when he's guarding MPJ because he's just off ball guarding a guy that like he can kind of close out sometimes, but he doesn't have to worry about him too much. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. I just wanted to get myself grounded a little bit. Dunn ERA is a kind of a look. Let me get into the starred comments here because yeah, Dunn ERA could be a look. RA, not ERA. Yeah, and you like Gordon. So let me make sure we talk about Gordon too. I know I want to, but first quarter points for Russ. Interesting. Let me get right there. What's up, Crank Zone? I want to see if there's something there. I'm sure the hit rate is at the very least good, but 1.5 points is crazy. It's mostly just, is he playing enough in the first quarter to get me there? So if I'm looking at quarter 1 minutes, game 2, he played 4, game 1, he played 5. So that's the only thing is it's a tight window. He needs to score 2 points in 4 or 5 minutes. Do I think it's very doable? I absolutely do. 2 shots, 1 shots. Oh no, I'm sorry, he had 4. God damn, he had 4 in 4 minutes. I see what you're seeing. This juice is gone, right? Like I'm not taking that for minus 170, but if you can get Russ 1.5 points for at some point, I see it. Let me start this one too, Jolene. You're talking about James Harden. Line for threes at 2.5. It's juice, but seems pretty low. He's been chucking it a lot. Yeah, we can take a look at that. Let me get into the starred comments here, see what you guys have. Love this, Henry. Already took this bet. So yeah. If you guys, like I said, check out the episodes that I put out yesterday that have the first 2 games in there. I'm gonna try to keep it to the last game of the night. Also, definitely just go ahead and give the video a like as you guys are coming in. It goes a super long way. Much appreciated to sort of help out the channel. Can't see what I'm doing. I'm still not at home. Still just like on the road right now, away from home, in a random ass spot, putting together these episodes. I wish you could see the green screen that I have up from behind me now. Looks like just talk about circus Rudy Poo nonsense. All right, yeah, you're giving the videos like that's much appreciated. This is Props Madness. I didn't really tell you guys about it yesterday. If you have questions about it, I'm assuming if you're in here, you probably seen me use it before. Go ahead and sign up for it when you do, if you want to. LYB gets you a bunch of money off, and it also gets you a free trial for 7 days if you want to get in on that. So the next stuff we're going into, let me just keep rolling here as much as we can. We got these starred right here. Damn, coming down. All right, so let's go there. Let's go to Kawhi and JH. I honestly don't always know how to answer that question. Once we get past game 2, I'm ready to start fading James Harden in the playoffs. But what did he do? Did he play in the playoffs? Yeah, last season. For the Clips. So it's like, yeah, so game 1, 28, 22, 21, 33, I'm just talking about these minutes. So it's like 16 points is what happens when we get towards the end of the series. He did have a big game in game 4. They won by 5. He scored 33. That was without Kawhi. Obviously, all that stuff was without Kawhi. The dimes, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to fade his dimes against this team. Assists, 11. He's at 9.5. The question really comes down to the points, right? And someone was talking about the threes. I think it was Jolene was saying the threes. So he took 11 threes yesterday or whenever. He took 9 threes in the first one, and he needs to hit 2.5 or minus 150. I see you on that. So let's say he takes 9. That's 44% from 3 versus if he takes 11, 36% from 3. Yeah, I mean, I think you probably have an edge. On the season, he's in playoffs, he's at 4. Let me take the playoffs off. On the season, he's at 3. I mean, you definitely have an edge on the 2.5. I totally see that. If you want to drink the juice or, I don't know, de-juice it, I don't always recommend it, but it's like Harden with this and something simple, right? That's nothing's a lock, so I'm not going to use that word. That's for damn sure. But probably a decent juice on 4+ as well. If you wanted to take that, I would imagine it's like plus 180 for 4+ or something like that. So if that's the call for Harden, then that's the way I would go. If you're talking about points, like I'm just going to take Kawhi at this point in terms of like who do I think like the focal point of the offense is this dude. Now he's hot, like he's shooting hot, right? 19 shots, 15 makes. He's at 79% from the field. That's not super trustworthy, but he is at about 60% anyway with his efficiency when he's out there recently. So 60% isn't like the most insane expectation for Kawhi's field goal percentage. I mean, he had 22 and it looked like he was barely even playing, right? In game 1. That was an ugly ass game in terms of him just not participating. He had 7 turnovers. So there's 7 shot attempts that probably went down the drain because of that. I'd be going Kawhi to answer the question for sure. And I think that's definitely a lean. It's just going to continue to be a lean is like Kawhi. If you just look at him in the playoffs, man, I think we went through this the other day, but like, do the last, I don't know, let's do Kawhi career playoff stats on StatMuse. Just going season by season. Like he only played 2 games in the 23-24 playoffs. And yeah, that was a bad example. This is the example I'm talking about. 22-23, 2 games with his team, but 34.5 minutes. We started, he was cooking. Like we were ready to just like take him. I think it was the Jazz or something with Donnie or whatever it was. And he was cooking. And then he just got hurt and he was done. And that series was over. And it was obvious because it was playoff P at that point. But this dude is like a 28 a game scorer basically in the last like 6 playoffs, basically since the Spurs when it became his team. Like this dude scores 28 a night in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep riding that way. Probably 25 will still be a good over for me. I'll go ahead and put that as a lean in the bottom line here for y'all as well. All right, leans. We'll do Kawhi over 24.5 points for show. And then if I was going to take boards for Kawhi, like I really wanted to take boards for Kawhi if he was guarding MPJ, but now if he is going to be on Aaron Gordon, it's a little bit less. Honestly, if he's guarding Aaron Gordon and Aaron Gordon's guarding him, I don't really like boards for Aaron Gordon anymore. I know somebody brought that up, but I don't know about this. And now we lost the plus money, right? This was plus 112 last night for Ago, like right when it opened. And then whomever probably kept hitting it. I mean, all you got to do is look at a hit rate too recently. But the key here was that he was when he's guarding Kawhi too, he was in good spots to get the rebounds. If Kawhi's hitting though, right, it makes you a little nervous. The offensive boards, how many offensive boards do we have in this game? Because the offensive boards come when he's 2 offensive boards. I do like that. If he needs 6 and he's getting about 2 boards, because he's got James Harden on him. James Harden not boxing anybody out. If the ball happens to bounce to James Harden, then he'll go get the rebound. But if not, then the Beard ain't playing like that anymore. So if he ever was, but yeah, I think going back to the rebounds for Ago. 6, 5.5. Yeah, I like this at plus money, and I loved it at 4.5. And I don't want to keep chasing it at flat, right? Like, and now it's like a 50-50 bet. I don't have an edge on it at these points, these odds. So I'm good at it. And this, I like that you jumped in with that, Ben Tech. Saw a report that mentioned that Aaron Gordon is dealing with a calf injury, but I think he's been playing through it. Yeah, he definitely has been. I mean, he keeps getting listed as questionable, and then he'll, right, like an hour before the game, they're like, Aaron Gordon available to play. Like, yeah, we know, thank you. But he has been at least dealing with that enough that, like, yeah, they're listing him in the event that something happens and he can't go. Then they don't have to play him, right? And if you don't list him as potentially injured and then you just don't play him, you get fined, like the Utah Jazz, or you should be getting fined. Let me see what else we got though. All right, so Ago, I'm probably gonna pass on. Even the like points and assists would be a nice under for Aaron Gordon. 17 and a half. He has not done that much. I mean, the other thing is though, you got to look at the games he's playing, the 35 plus minutes. The fact that he's still playing 38, 41, 46 in OT the other night, like he's going to keep getting his. And if he's going to play that amount of minutes, then he's going to trip and fall into 6 boards. That would be my guess. Like how many games this season did he take? Did he play 36 minutes? Right. This is one of them was the Clips and he went under. But he is going over pretty consistently, even against good rebounding teams like the Timberwolves. Yeah, he's missing a lot of guys though. I need this to be at plus money for me to keep it going with it. But Crankstone thinks that MPJ sits. That could be interesting. I got to take a look at that myself, but that would be interesting, of course. Let me see what else we got. I'm gonna see what else you guys got first, and then I'm probably got some stuff I want to look at. Let's get to the Joker right now. Another quick reminder too, I do have this discount going. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow probably the last day that we do this one. The off's 25 for 50% off. We just been on a heater, 4.7 units last night, right? So feeling really good about that. But the heater, we can't. I mean, we've won like 8 of the last 9 nights. Can't just have a discount every single night if you're winning 90% of the time. Good problems to have. I'm not complaining, but we gotta get back to full price at some point. All right, the next thing I was looking at was the Joker. Nicola. So, yeah, his shit's getting high. I mean, it's tough against Zoo. Zoo is good. Hasn't stopped him scoring. So the points here, 28 a game against this squad now. 7.8 boards. This is what keeps weirding me out. So this was 11 rebound. This is crazy. They had 2 rebounds in a game and 4 rebounds in a game. Even on, 13 rebound chance. I'm sorry, assists. Right. I'm looking at the assists right now. My bad. Boards even worse. I'm all over the place, but boards even worse. If we look at the rebound chances against this team, it goes from 20 on the season to 18.4 when he's played the Clips. If we look at potential assists, he's at 16.4 versus this team. He's at 16.6 on the season. So this is pretty on par for what he does normally with the dimes here. Like I think people are scared of the dimes more than the boards, and I'm kind of like, why? Why though? Like he hasn't hit 12 boards against this team but once. He had 27 rebound chances on the first against them in 39 minutes. And then every other time he's not even hitting 20 rebound chances, right? So you want him to get 12 boards on 18 rebound chances. Well, on the season, he's at 12.7 boards on like 20 and a half rebound chances. So you're asking him to do more than what he's normally done, is my point. If his rebound chances against this squad are 18.4 and his rebounds are 10 divided by 18.4 means he's getting about 54% of his rebound chances versus 12.7 on 20.1 rebound chances. So he's at 63% rebound success rate against everybody, not the Clippers, basically. And against the Clippers, he's at about 53% rebound chance percentage. What I mean is Zubac is very good at rebounding. That's my point. And Zubac makes it very difficult for Jokic to rebound. It's part of the reason that I do like rebounds for Ago. I don't know if I want to go that route at this point, but there's not a better rebounder out there besides Jokic than Aaron Gordon. And I'm not like holding my breath for Jokic to start getting 12 to 13 rebounds against a squad that he's getting way fewer rebound chances against, is my point. Potential assists are the same, right? And we're still getting him at 10. That's what he's at on the season. The value of the assist is better because you get a plus 100 for him to do something that he's been doing for the majority of the season. On the season, he's at 10.3. He's over in 58% of games, right? And we're getting plus money. And he's also done it now head to head more than he hasn't done it, 3 out of 5 games. And so we're getting plus money for him to do something he's done the majority of the time is my point. That's better value than taking him to get a 12. And the matchup here is a little bit more relevant, I guess, too, is my point, because this scares me more than the fact that he has 12.7 on the season. Sure, he's a 12, 13 rebound a night guy, but this still scares me against Zubac is my main point. So for Jokic, then the only question is, do you think he can get 10 assists? The answer is yes, which means I do like the triple-double, which was the last question, right, in the comments was, do you like the triple-double for Jokic? And now the answer I'm coming up with is, if you get this at like plus 120, plus 130, I think you probably want it at like plus 140. Let me know what the odds are for it, and I can tell you how I feel about that. Braun unders. Let's look at that from Reef. Let's try to keep getting as many as we can in here. Reef under on the points, 11.5. Damn, they got this down juice down here. So you can actually get about even money plus odds on some spots to go under on his points. But some books like Pinnacle talk about this a lot. Pinnacle, I trust a lot more than I do other books. They're projecting their own lines. They're a bit sharper than DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever, right? They're actually doing a bit more work rather than just copycatting others. But what you're going to be looking at with CB is that he just doesn't even get 12 points against his team. He has it 11 3 different times against them. And the person guarding him is... It was Norm, right? Yeah, Norm's guarding him. That's not a great matchup. Norm is a very plus defender for sure. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, Storm and Norman really taking CB out of the game. So I see what you're seeing. And that seems to be the matchup for him anyway. 10 shots, 7 shots. It's ballsy. Once you get down to 11.5, I mean, this dude's at 15 a game on the season. So like once you get to 11.5, you kind of lost me. Even 13.5 was a good play for this one. I like adding the assist for him. He doesn't do that against this squad either. So if you were going to do it, like points and assists might even be better. Now it's at 13.5. So you see what I'm saying? Like the value might be gone for me, but I see where you're at. And if you do go with it, I like adding the assists. I'll put it that way. And then do we like someone? And Michael want to know if you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy for asking that about OKC. I just want to finish that point with you. I don't think you're crazy at all. I don't have anything to tell you that you shouldn't take 9.5 points for a team that's, like I said, won by at least twice as much as that against this squad all season. Different thing here. We got everybody out there. It's different. Like Memphis playing for their lives, but I don't know. Ja is a front runner. Like Ja does well when he's winning. I don't know. When you put him in a spot in tight spaces, he gets frustrated. Hella easy, right? And then he makes mistakes. And then he just kind of gives up and mopes. And not really the point guard I want on my team, but all right. Norm, come out the shooting slump. The problem with Norm is going to be what happens when he starts playing with Kawhi. But let's put him. It's actually the minutes, really. With Harden, with Kawhi, with Zoo. Let's also put Bogey out there because that is relevant to eating into his stuff. Bogey's been atrocious, but this doesn't make me feel very good, right? Now, let's see what that means about the field goal percentage, right? Because you were saying shooting slump that you wanted to come out of. And the field goal percentage for our boys, 41% here in these games with all the homies, Kawhi, Harden, Zubac, and Bogey playing under in a lot of these. Let's give him minutes. So what's he been playing? Played 33. So we should put him at about low 30s, right? So let's do like 32 to 36. Look very good, does it? So he's at 15 a game. He's under in 4 of 7. Not a good hit rate, obviously. These ones came earlier. He played 33 against Memphis. OKC, that's a tough matchup. Played well against a couple of squads that are hard to play well against. So we'll give him that. But it really just looks like it comes down to, is he going to make shots? But he's not getting a ton of them. That's the other problem. Like in these games with these guys, he's at 12.5 shots per game versus 15.7. That's what scares me about Norm. And I think that's going to be what it tells us for the whole season. If we go to this is on-off stuff. Like I tell y'all, this is wildly important. This has been so helpful for me this season. I've really leaned into fantasy labs a lot more. Yeah, I'm gonna place with a house phone. Amazing. Waiting for this to end. Out of my control. This is where I'm at. I just hung up on somebody in not my house, but what are you gonna do? All right, let me go to the clips. What I'm trying to look at is, did Norm, how much does Norm suffer when he's on court? It's not just like, hey, in these games where Kawhi was playing with him, he didn't do well. It's like when he's on the court with Kawhi, does he not do well? Let's see, because he is playing mostly with Kawhi. They both start. So we're gonna put Kawhi on the floor. We're gonna put Norm on the floor, and we're gonna put James Harden on the floor. On the flow. And then we're going to get Ivica on the flow. Like, how did I just say on the floor 10 times in a row and not say on the flow? Let's get this to standard stats. All right. So this is showing me per 36 minutes. If you take these numbers that these guys played together and you extrapolate that out to be per 36 minutes, what is the average? This is what it is. What it is. Norm's at 18.9 in 36 minutes per game. Let me try and make this a little bigger. So here's Norm right here. No, nope. Storming right here. And then we come across, he's at about 13 field goals per 36. This all adds up to what we were just looking at on Props Madness. So this is saying when he plays on the court with Zoo, Harden, Kawhi, which the four of them play a lot, right? So they play a lot together. Norm's looking at about 4.4 assists, 4.6 rebounds, and 12 points per 36 minutes. Oh, that's Chris Dunn. I lied to y'all. My bad. Let me get right here. This is where I'm at. Three boards and 1 assist, and then 18.9 points per 36 minutes. So 18.9 per 36 does indicate that like he should be good for 7, but he's not quite playing 30. So this all adds up, right? He's not quite playing 36 minutes in these situations. Like even in the game where they just played OT, let me get this all out of here. Even in the game where they just played OT against Denver, Norm shot the ball 14 times, 33 minutes, 37 minutes. So he's at like 32, 33 minutes. So his per 36 minutes numbers, a little bit high. You probably got to tick them down 1. So if you put him at like, he's at 18.8 per 36. Let's say we say in 32, he's at like 17 and a half. That's not enough for me in the way he's been shooting. But if you think he's coming out his slump, fine. The problem still with that logic to me is that he's still just not shooting the ball enough when he's out there with those dudes. And if you think Kawhi and Harden are going to keep shooting the way they're shooting, which is a lot, not to say well, I'm just saying a lot, there's not much left over for Storm and Norm. He's going to have to get his. And then this makes it even worse for guys like Bogey. Like I'd love to go under, but we're at 5.5 points now for Bogey. So like, this is one of those sort of what we call bitch or beast plays that we talked about, right? He's at 15 minutes, 12 minutes. That's where he's at. I don't think he's getting more than that. So if he's at 15 minutes, like, yeah, let's like, he took 5 shots. That's kind of scary. 3 shots here, though. If he takes 3 shots, he needs to make 2 of 3 threes to go over. You feel me? If he takes 5, he needs to go 3 of 5. So he's got to run hot. I think you just take I think we can just fade everything, bogey everything. Go under points, assists, rebounds, combine them all. Damn, he had hella boards right here. I don't think he's gonna be involved in the offense enough. I think you can fade bogey. That's kind of the main point I want to make there. All right. Like I said, Christian Braun a little bit low, so I don't know if I can get behind it. Jokic on the trip dub we like. Norm I can't get behind necessarily. Let's look at Russ. I see, or we already got all the logic from Free Sauce. So if you want to tail that, make sure you check out the Free Sauce look. It's at the top. He kind of came out firing at the top of the show, so he's gonna be at the top of the comments, and he gives some really good reasoning for why he likes Russ. And I'll just, instead of talking about it, be about it, and just pull it up for y'all and stop making other people do my job. So he's taking 3. Oh no, fuck, I hate that. He's taken 3. Come on now, threes. He's taken at least 6 threes in the last 2, right, against the squad. I hate this damn thing. This fucking thumbs up bullshit. All right, hold on. What kind of stream you running here, bro? All right, glitch in the matrix. Let me pull back up Props Madness. Let's get it did. So yeah, under on bogey. Not sure if I freaked out and lost my shit here until then, but the Rust threes. That's what I was looking at. Was the comments from Free Sauce. Threes in the last game that he's taking a bunch against his team. If you think that he's going to take at least 5 threes, he's over 1.5 in 63% of the season. So let's pull up Russ. So this is some good logic that we got here. It's because, as we know, when it comes to threes, it's like it's attempts. Like, is dude going to take attempts? If I can bank on a certain amount of attempts, then I can say, all right, if he takes 6 and he needs to hit 2 to get me plus 176, I like him to hit 2 of 6. So what is he on the season? Let's even start there. Let's go advanced filters, 3 PA. On the season, he's at 1.6 for 4.9. Right? So that is 1.6 divided by 4.9 is 32%. So basically, I need him to take 6 to feel good about 2. But here's the thing. Plus 176 really sweetens the deal here, right? This is how you find that edge. This is what we talk about. You can't just be taking into consideration, is it likely that he does it? Is it not likely that he does it? That's hella relevant. But what's also very relevant is plus 176 make it worth it, right? If I win this amount each time that I do this, over time, because I'm making plus 176 on this bet, if I bet this every time, over time, it's going to even out to give me, make me money. I'm going to win money if I bet this at that number every time in this situation. That's all I can care about, because I can't guarantee you that Russ is going to do anything tonight. I can't. It's one game sample. I can't promise you anything. He could trip and fall and hurt his ankle on the way to the stadium. Knock on wood, I don't want him to do that, but you get my point. But over time, if he's put in this situation and I just bet this every time, talking about EV right at that point. So plus 176, I totally feel you on this. If you, like you were saying, head to head, let's look at the attempts. He's at 4.7. I'm sorry, his season average is 3.9. I lied to y'all. So his season average is 3.9. So he's making 1.3. I messed up the numbers on 3.9. That's 33% exactly. I should have known that. That's 33% exactly, right? 1 out of every 3 that he's taking. 1 out of every 3. If he takes 6, right? This is going to hit like 50% of the time, but because I'm getting plus 176, it's better odds than 50-50. Love that look from our boy Free Sauce for sure. I appreciate you, bro. PRA for Russ as well, because I think Jolene was talking about it. They bumped it on us, the bastards. So why did he only get 19? Oh, because he only played 23 minutes. And he only played 23 minutes because they trusted MPJ in this last one. So then the question is MPJ going to play a bit more? If anybody has an update of any kind on MPJ, I'm down to check it out. Hit me with it. But that would be what I'd need to see. Let me pull up, since I told y'all, like, I'm a little bit less concerned with making sure that I'm being entertaining. And I'm going to do a little bit more looking at like things that I would actually look at if I'm making these bets, because I still got to do my own research to get these plays. But now I'm pulling up ETR, which I have behind this paywall because I'm not trying to just give their stuff away for free and get yelled at again. I mean, when you pay for a website and then you show it to like hundreds of people and potentially thousands of people on YouTube, they don't love it because they're charging people for it. That makes sense. I'm not going to get mad at them for it. So I don't have this up on screen, but I'm seeing what they say. The big news on Michael Porter Jr. is that he's hurting. Now I'm just reading it to you. On top of his brace breaking, he said that he has a joint sprain in his shoulder that caused a lot of pain. One of the big adjustments for the Clippers was they didn't put Kawhi on Porter as much, which we talked about a minute ago. He was excellent, though. He had a 15-15 one line, crashed the boards. Yeah, so I like the spot for MPJ too because of what we're saying here, which makes me not like Russ as much. But then if he's for real not good, anybody got something on that? If y'all are up in the comments, if anybody can take a quick look at if there's anything about Michael Porter Jr. health update of any kind, that'd be lit. If you could drop that in the chat, much appreciated. What up, Edwin? Good to see you, bro. Bogdan 3PA, I can't get there with you, bro, because that's what I was saying a minute ago. Bogdan is not getting the minutes. Is this one Bogdan or Bojan? This one's Bogdan, yeah. Bogdan's not getting the minutes. He's not good for this series at all. By the way, they're not brothers. Don't make that mistake. They're not even from the same country. Bogey and Bogey, not related at all. It's not even, I think it's spelled the same, but yeah, not even from the same country. Don't be that guy. The stuff for him is 15 minutes, 12 minutes, man. So, I mean, yes, over 5, maybe like he only took 1-3, bro, last game. And then he took 3 in the first game, which were all of his shots. But looks like they also kind of ran him off the line in this one. I can't get next to it with Bogey because of the usage and everything. Austin Watt, Russ 5 assists plus money. This is what I'm talking about. We got to, like, for Russ and MPJ, what I'm realizing at this point is I can't support anything without knowing if MPJ is playing. If MPJ is playing, it does make sense that Michael Porter Jr. would keep getting some more minutes. He had a horrible game 1. He does this in the playoffs. He's also not somebody I want to rely on. I'm not trying to bet on MPJ. I'm saying MPJ's health impacts Russ's minutes. That's what I'm saying, because we've established that CB ain't coming out. Christian Brown is not getting, I thought at the top of this series, before game 1, when he played 46 minutes or whatever, this is not what I'm trying to do. I thought that Christian Brown was the one who would be the odd man out, and that Russ would be coming in. I thought Peyton Watson was going to come in, and they're still only giving him less than 15 minutes. He gets good minutes when he goes out there. I mean, 4 boards in 13 minutes, but I was wrong about that too. I really thought they were going to continue to use him like they had been. They've been using him for 25 to 29 minutes against the Clippers this season. Didn't happen, but he's hurt. So right here, MPJ's hurt. He looked really good in this game. It's this that is like, if he's going to do that, which he's so capable of, then it gives him minutes. And then it just cuts right into Russ's minutes, right? So if you take Russ on the dimes, that's what I've been liking. But, bro, look at what he's been doing in this series. That's the one thing he has not been doing more than anything is the dimes. And that was what I liked for him more than anything in the dimes. But clearly, somebody who was betting on this, on his assists, knows more than me about it, because he has 4 potentials and 6 potentials in this series, right? In those 2 games, 10 potential assists total, bro. And you want to get 5 assists, you gotta get him to 30 minutes to get there for me at this point. And if he's not getting there in 30 minutes, then he ain't getting none of that is where I'm at. So you got to look again, try to say it all the time. Minutes, and then minutes after that. And then after you're done looking at minutes and projecting minutes, then you can keep looking at minutes because that's what matters. Is he going to play? If he's playing, then what's the matchup like? But if he's not playing, let me move on. I don't even got to mess with this. And if anything, I could look at an under, right? But I'm not going under on Russ. I'm saying I can't project the minutes safely. We got to see what's up with MPJ's injury anyway. What's up, my man? AM, my guy, his play cashed. I love to hear it, brother. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, Şengün had a great game yesterday. What's this at, JR? Let me know what Harden double is at in terms of the odds, and we could talk about it. But that's what I need to know first. Let me see something. All right, cool. Let me see what else we got. I know I have a couple more starred ones, so let's see. I love the Russ look from our guy. Free sauce. Jolene's running it back with Russ on the PRA. I'm telling y'all I'm scared. And then James Harden's threes we talked about, right? If y'all weren't there for that, I do like James Harden threes because I see what I think it was Jolene that brought that up too, which was he's at 2.5. He's averaging 10 attempts per game versus this team. Definitely like him to get 3 on 10 attempts. Really like him to get 4 for a good amount of money. If you can get good plus money for James Harden, let's just start with I want to look at that actually because that is a bet that I would play. Pulling up FanDuel because I think that was the minus 150 for his 2 threes was on FanDuel. So let's see what his threes are. We'll get to 4. So first of all, just his threes are 2.5 minus 154. The 4 made threes are plus 172. I said plus 180. I would have loved it to say 1.8 there, but plus 172 I could still understand. 4 on he's got to take 10 attempts, right? If we go back to Harden, we really need him to take 10 attempts. Let's look at it this way. Let's go to 3-point attempts, and let's look at let's give him 9 and 10 attempts. What happens when he takes 9 and 10 attempts? Well, on the 2.5, that's a bucket. 13 to 22, 3.3 per game. But on the 3.5, still pretty nice. 3.3 still. Well, we know that, but it's the hit rate is 9.22, 40.9%. Here's a really simple way to look at this for those of y'all. If you haven't looked at the like a betting calculator to help you understand odd a little bit better, let's look at it this way. And this is still the threes for Harden, and then JR will get to the double. But I would hope you jump in the comments, JR, and let me know what the odds are for a Harden double. I obviously can look at it too. Plus 172. If we have a bet that is plus 172, that is implied odds of 36%, right? So the implied odds are saying that he has a 36.76% chance of hitting 4 threes. That's what this plus 172 number means, right? Well, he's done this in this situation. That's where he's taken 9 to 10 threes in a game. He has hit this in 41% of the games. I'm not saying that automatically means there's a 41% chance that he does it in this game. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he has done it in 41% of games. They're saying there's a 36% chance that he does it in this game. That's one way to look at it. Very simple and basic and caveman, but that's one way to at least very simply go, oh, okay, well, the hit rate is a better percentage than the implied odds of this bet. That's how I have an edge, because my math is telling me he actually has about a 41% chance of doing this, and they're saying he has a 36% chance. That gives me about a 5% edge, right? Again, the hit rate is not what you use to come up with your projections. It's just helpful. And I bet if we add Kawhi, that this actually looks a little better, right? Yeah, with Kawhi, he's actually at 3.6 threes per game when he takes 9 to 10, right? And he took 11. So let's say he takes 9 to 11, still 3.6, over an 11 of 19. Nice couple of hits here in the playoffs. So I still think 4+ is pretty good at plus 172. I think that's decent odds for the Harden there. Then we just got to wonder, is he going to get the double on assists? Because he ain't doing it on boards, right? Long gone are the days of that James Harden, where it's like, yeah, he's probably good for a couple triple doubles here and there because the boards, like, if it ain't bouncing to him, he ain't getting it. And how many threes are the Nuggets taking these days? They took 32. Okay, they took 32 in game 2. They've taken game 1. Game 1, they took. Where's the threes at? Let's go over here. Box score. In game 1, they took 27. So yeah, they're gonna take high 20s. My point in that is like Harden rebounds. Like, is a triple double reasonable? I don't know, but double for Harden. What it is right here. I'm not sure if you put it in the comments, but right here it is minus 140. Nah, dog. Because what's his assists at? Right, you can get his assists at 10 for better odds than the minus 140. So definitely not going to mess with that. Luis, what are you doing, Luis? Goodbye, Luis. If anybody wants to click a sketchy ass link and lose all their information, go ahead and fuck with Luis. All right, delete that. I do because I'm a self-hating Knicks fan. So yeah, I like the Pistons tonight. I think self-hating Knicks fan is probably redundant. But what is this? All right. Kawhi first quarter points. Do we think he's going to come out hot? Yeah, so the Harden double-double, I'm out. But if you want to take Harden 10-plus assists for like even money, I think that's decent. His potentials in this series, 11 and 17. Yuck. He ran hot. So what's his potential, his assist percentage on the season? Let's look. On the season, his potential assists, he's at 8.7 a game on the dimes. He's at 13.7 potential assists. God damn, he runs so hot on that. So 8.7 divided by 13.9 is 63%. That's got to be like top of the league. That's crazy. So can you depend on 80? What did I say? 63%. Let me pull this up. Let me go players. Let me go tracking data, passing. Let's go potential assists per game. Jokic, Davion. Oh, this is the playoffs. That's why I was like, Davion, what? So it's Trey, Jokic. Harden's at 13.7 to get 8.7, bro. That is insane. Nobody else is doing that. Nobody. Oh, I guess Jokic is doing that. Okay, Jokic does it too, and Harden. But everybody else is at 58. I guess that's not that crazy. Damn, that just seems so high. So now we're talking about him versus Denver. And in these games, now let's do with Kawhi too. Versus Denver. He's only played 2 with Kawhi. 17. Let me go back real quick to NBA advanced stats. Harden, when he's on court with these guys, is at 11.6 assists per 36 minutes. We know he's getting the minutes again. So I don't know if 9.5 is it for me. I think at the end of the day, like, it's just not something he does every night is get 10 of them. 9 might get you there if you needed to, if this was 8.5 or anything like this. But once you get to like minus 130, where most people are gonna have to play this, I'm out on 10 assists for James Harden, even in a slightly plus matchup. Like, it's just not really something I'm interested in playing. Kawhi first quarter points. Do we think he's gonna come out hot? I don't even know how I got distracted and started talking about Harden. My apologies. Wow. So he played 8 minutes. This is what I'm looking at with first quarter stuff is how many minutes is he playing? How many shots is he taking, right? So let's just make sure he's in there with Norm, Zoo, and Harden because all 3 of those guys start. And then in these games, so let's see the minutes, 7, 7, 7, 7. The minutes are at 8 per game. The shots in the first quarter are at for percentage. Attempts are at 3. So we're asking him to get 5 points on what's amounted to about 3 shots per first quarter. Not feeling that. I see some good green as of late, and I get that, but I'm not feeling 4 points on 3 shots. Don't want to have him go 2 for 3 necessarily. Norm Powell assists. Interesting. Let's look at it. Yeah, we did this already, dude. We already did it. All right. So stop fucking around. I'm just kidding. That's my guy. All right. Norm Powell assists. Let me see. But we did do that. What was the question again? 3s for Harden. Yeah, we love it. All right, cool. Just fucking with you. Came and called me little bro yesterday. Whew. Did not care for it. Assists 1.5 for the juice. I'm not with it necessarily. Not for the juice. I think we saw here when he's on court, right? This is on-off court stuff for those of y'all that are paying attention to the fantasy labs. I'm switching over to Fantasy Labs, and this is where I can see I've got Zubac, Harden, Kawhi, Powell. I put them all on court together. And now I'm looking at what happens when they play on court together. Well, they played 531 minutes together this season on court, and these averages are per 36 minutes. So when Norm is playing with Zoo, Harden, Kawhi, he's at about 1.6 assists per 36 minutes. This has 1.5 for minus 184. That is preposterous. So he ran what we say ran super hot because he had 2 potential assists and 3 dimes. For the record, the way that happens, you're like, well, a potential assist means he had the opportunity to get an assist, but he has fewer opportunities than he had assists. That means that's weird. The discrepancy there is that there is a computer, there's automatic stats via tracking data that are calculating the potential assists. So a computer is saying this was a potential assist or this was not a potential assist on each play. Then a human is at the stats table at an NBA game, and the human might decide that that was an assist, even though Norm Powell dribbled the ball 8 times after he passed the ball to Kawhi. Kawhi dribbled the ball 8 times, did an up fake, and then shot it. And then this dude sitting at the table, who's the stat bro, has been a fucking Norm Powell fan since he was 10. Norm Powell gets the dime. But the computer was like, that wasn't even a potential assist, much less an assist. So that's how this happens. The computer's like, no, that wasn't a potential assist. And the human's like, go Kawhi, I gave him the assist. Because you literally have fanboys as stat people. I know 3 of them. Let me put it that way. And they smoke way more weed than I do. And these people are responsible for keeping stats. Keep that in mind when you do this shit with the player props. Like there's a bro at a table somewhere eating a donut while he watches the game because he knows the guy who runs the thing. And he's the one keeping stats that determine if your bet hit or not. Keep that shit in mind when you think about how fucking psychotic we are as people for doing this shit. All right, let's keep going. Zoo, Harden, double-double. Let's see. Dennis has a lot of looks. Zoo, Harden, double-double. Jokic, triple-double. Wow, so Zoo and Harden. Again, don't love the Harden double-double. You might as well just make that 10 assists. I don't know if they'll let you parlay that, but 10-plus assists for Harden is better odds than a double-double for Harden. So keep that in mind. I know it sucks, man. It sucks. And one of my good friends was the stat keeper for the Dubs during their run. And yeah, just do with that what you want. I'm not saying he was like cheap or like he was like trying to cheat or any shit like that. He wasn't. It doesn't matter. The stat doesn't impact the end of the game. It was assist or not. But it impacted somebody betting thousands of dollars on Steph to assists and you feel me? So all right, yeah. So the Harden double-double, if you can replace that with Harden 10-plus assists, I don't think we're considering him getting a double-double off boards, right? So we would consider the assists anyway. So add that in there. And then as far as Zoo double-double, yeah, I'm sure you're getting trash odds for it, but if you want to add it to a parlay with Trip Dub for Jokic, I like it. If you're getting plus 130, let me just look. I don't know why I keep saying like if you can get this, I'm like on FanDuel looking at it. So just look at it. Plus 125. That's what I'm talking about. I like that for sure. I like that by itself. He got it last game, right? Or did he end on 9? Let me see. No, he got 10. All right, cool. And he got 10 boards, right? Yeah, he got 11. Okay. 11 and a half at minus 140, and then it tips over into 12 and a half. He needs 13. He has not gotten 13, but a single time against this team. I don't even own a gun, let alone enough guns to facilitate an entire rack. Holmgren double-double. Hell yeah. Let's get that. Love that. Chet Holmgren better than Triple J. If y'all saw that video I put out yesterday, he is better than Triple J already. I hope we're all in agreement there. I don't think that's actually too crazy a statement. I think if I say that to people, most of them are going to be like, hell yeah, he's better than Triple J. How do they record rebound stats then? Pusha P was supposed to have 5 rebounds. They literally took away 2 during the game. I would guess what happened with the rebound. Here's the other thing about boards that are bullshit, right? The thing with boards is this dude's sitting at a table at half court and he's sitting. He's probably 5'8", and he's sitting. And 30 yards away from him, or whatever it is, 20 yards away from him, there's a bunch of 7-foot dudes to 6'8" who are all standing next to each other, and he can't see behind them, and he has to determine who came out with that rebound. How many times have we seen somebody pull the board down, hand it off to their guy, and the guy who he hands it off to gets the rebound? Right? Like Zoo grabs the board and he's in a crowd and you can't see him, but all of a sudden he comes down with it and hands it off to Harden, and then they give Harden the board because the dude sitting at the table only sees Harden come out of the scrum with the ball. So he thinks it was his rebound. but he didn't see the handoff from Zubac. That's a lot of times how that shit happens. But with the boards, they can go back, and they should. And about 1% of the time they don't because they're trash. But most of the time they do. Here, it's not fair to say they're trapped. NBA stats doesn't care about your bet. That's what it is. So sometimes NBA stats will update it correctly. Sometimes they won't because they don't care about your bet. But Pusha P probably didn't get the board, and they gave it to him, and then they took it away later, which is not unfair. It's just a huge cock tease, and it's bullshit that they can do that because then it gets you hella pissed after you thought you hit the bet. So I'm with you because I had Pusha P yesterday, and he looked like he was about 2 or 3 RA away from hitting me another plus money bet. So yeah, whatever. All right, let's keep rolling here. Y'all got me on my soapbox now. Well, no, it's true, Mike, but there is, the stats itself are the person at the table, but these tracking data stats, right? Like potential assists, rebound chances, that is a computer. There's computers in the court. There's, I don't know how many cameras. Little known fact, it started with NBA 2K, who put they had that done so that they could do motion capture for the players in their game. They're the ones who started having this tech. I mean, other people had it, but they started implementing this tech into 2 NBA arenas, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, that they had their NBA 2K had their motion capture stuff in these arenas, capturing that shit, blah, blah, blah. So, but no, you're right. There's a human sitting at the table who's, like I said, probably recently hit the bong and is taking the stats people. Yep, no doubt. We're all fucking dumb hamsters in a wheel for sure. Harden for, I don't know, man, it's better than a real job. I'll tell you that. Harden for 30, probably. Not sure how much I love that. Let's see. I'm keep going for a little bit because I do appreciate the looks that you guys have. Why Harden didn't score 30 PRA last game? What changed in the strategy? It's a good question. And when you look game to game, like if you go into the box score, I think you quickly see why. Harden, well, no, he still took 22 shots. Wait, this is game 1, right? My bad. So I was like, yeah, wait. He did go over it, but this is game 1. Let's go to game 2 right here. Game 2, looking at the box score, what you're going to see stand out. Game 1, he took 22 shots. Game 2, he took 17 shots. Kawhi Leonard took 4 more shots, but made a lot of them, got to the free throw line. And was much more a part of the game. That would be why I would say it wasn't necessarily changing strategy as much as it was like Kawhi got involved a lot more. I didn't really see them doubling Harden, and they still kept Christian Brown on him. So sometimes it's just game to game, man. But all right, let's see if there's anything else I want to look at in here. I'm going to get some bets down for the VIP. Quick reminder for everybody, too, if you do want to jump into the VIP, this is the second to last day probably that we'll have code YOFS25 for that 50% off your first 3 months if you jump in there. Big night last night, plus 4.7 units. Very, very happy with the way that went down. Hit a couple parlays. Hit 5 out of the 8 wins yesterday were plus money. Every single bet of the 8 was at least minus 106 or better odds. So that's how you end up 8-4. Plus 4.7 units because you hit them plus money hitters. Shout out Davion Mitchell. Shout out my child coming in June whose name is going to be Davion Collier Lander. Going to love her just the same no matter what, but that is going to be her name. Her mom doesn't know it yet. That is the Yoff stuff. This is the code for Props Madness. If y'all want to jump into Props Madness, it is. I think someone was talking about how they like have made way more money or like up the bet the bankroll. This is going to do it, honestly, like, because the play type stuff, everything you get down here is just going to be, you have to go to NBA.com. You have to go to like 4 different websites to get all this shit that's right here, including the play type analysis, which is like, you ain't going to get this. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So then you got the shot chart and how good this team is at limiting this. This is huge. Like, so he's scoring, this is Jokic. He's scoring 36% of his points in the paint. This is the 9th, or in the restricted area, not just the paint, the restricted area. This is the 9th best defense at limiting points in the restricted area. So you can see right away how the matchup goes for him or not, right? And where he scores most of his points from. So love this spot. LYB is the code, gets you 25% off and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead. Also, just gonna leave this up. If you could give the video a like, goes a long way. Let me just see if there's anything else in here, and then I'm gonna get this video up on the. It's gonna be up for people who want. If you missed part of the beginning, this is all gonna be up too. Yeah, bro, the problem is just the minutes. Like I really, felt like the rug was pulled out from under me when I really had Peyton Watson. Like, look at Peyton in the first bunch of games that he played against the squad. Head to head, 12 minutes in the first one, but then 29. Everybody was playing for the Nuggets, 29 minutes, and then 26 minutes, and everybody's playing for the Nuggets in these games against the Clips. right? 24 minutes. Jokic and Gordon were out for that one. But then in the playoffs, why 14? Why just 14 minutes? I don't know why. So that's what scares me off of this for him at this point. But let me see what else we had. Ooh, coming in with the steals look for Jokic. He's crafty, right? You're kind of losing me at minus money when I'm playing something like turnovers or steals. I don't know. I don't play them very much, but when I do, I kind of want some more. I just don't know how to like break it down. Like I'd have to go in and watch how he got the steals. Is there like a reason that I could get with it? It's tough for me to break that shit down. But 30 plus for him. No, yeah, he hasn't done it in this series. He hasn't really done it. No, he did it once head-to-head. He had the 41 banger in October at the very beginning of the season. Zoo's good, man. Zoo's a very good defender. He's a even better rebounder. Not than Jokic necessarily. I'm just saying he's an even better rebounder than he is defender. So it's not like something I'm in a rush to go at. It's not the best series for Jokic, and that's a big reason why. Like no one's. Someone asked me about Jamal Murray. I don't think I've seen anybody say Jamal Murray in this one, which is fine. We don't have like chalky fish in here, so that's nice. But I'm just. Like, how do you ignore 21 and 23 with 7 and 6? I guess you ignore it because it's 9 potentials in each game. So that's called running hot once again, right? Getting 6 or 7 assists on just 9 potentials, running hot. Or running lucky that the stat guy is a Nuggets fan, right? Which is why you see the home team get those stats. There we go. Thank you, Joshua Jones. Where's Joshua LaFlame at? There was a dude in here named Joshua LaFlame, and I was like, damn. LaFlame, that's brilliant. I don't even know if that was his real name. No, you're good. I'm glad you brought it up because it's what I want to look at. So PRA, okay, and Free Sauce did say over free assists. Okay. All right. My bad, y'all. Y'all did bring up Jamal. I did mean to insult y'all's intelligence. The assist or the PRA as well. But let's see. All right. Y'all got it. It's so good. Loud pack for 20. Let's see. So PRA is at on the season 31.5, 33.6 here. In the first 2 games, he's at 37.32. All right. We got 30.5. So let's break this down one at a time. Points. Let me get this out of here. Y'all don't need to see these stupid thumbs ups. Points 21 to 23 head to head this season too. Let me get the offs out of here. See, yeah, he's got some good hit rates head to head. Chris Dunn's on him. But I mean, come on, man. He's running dribble handoff, taking 14. What's his shot attempts at? Let me get to some stuff here. Let's dig into. I haven't not looked at Jamal at all this series. I just haven't been interested in Jamal Murray this season at all. But 15 shots versus this team versus 17 on the season. But 3-point attempts, 6 where he's at on the season as well. Free throw attempts, 3. Actually has more on the season. So he's probably shooting pretty well, right? Let's see what his field goal percentage is. He's averaging 50 against this team, 50%, and he's at 47 on the season. So there's an uptick in his percentages. The assists, what are his potentials running against this team? 9. That's less than his season averages. I don't know how he keeps getting so many easy assists against his team unless Zubac just commits to him. I would have to look at the tape more there. The boards don't excite me at all. They definitely don't. I don't know how he did it in this game. Maybe more threes missed. I mean, Clips missed a bunch of shots in game 1. I'll say that. There was a lot of missed shots in game 1. But I'm not going to fade his rebounds. I mean, I'm just really looking at points for him more than anything. He doesn't run hot on the potential assists or anything like that. So I don't know if I can get there with Murray. But I'm going to call it, y'all. I appreciate everybody jumping in. I got to roll out of here and get a couple more things done. So best of luck tonight. Like I said, on your way out, if you could give the video a like, that's huge. If you do want to jump into the VIP, I'll leave that up. It's Yoffs. The link is in the description of the video. I'm going to jump in there with y'all and get a couple bets down on the card for Clips and Nuggets. So best of luck tonight to everybody. Until I see y'all next. Happy betting.